Tony Hawkins has got a podcast. I hope he's better at this than he is washing the kit because he was fucking useless.
Episode 13.
Unlucky 13.
13, one less than 14.
Yep.
But
I've got a very bad back.
pretty
You'll
much
have
the
to bear
same,
with me.
more than 12. Do you know mathematicians believe there may be an integer between 4 and 5?
Don't know what an integer is.
A whole number?
No, there isn't, is there?
Well, they believe there is.
Yeah, they're fucking idiots, those
So it
blokes.
could open up all sorts of possibilities,
It could
mate.
do.
Yeah. I'm making it my personal mission to work out
Okay.
prime numbers.
Prime numbers,
I'm sure there is a pattern.
Bet there is.
Just hasn't been found yet.
No, not by us anyway.
So any mathematicians out there want to join me
Yeah, chip in.
for working out or what purpose prime numbers serve?
Oh, you think this bit will make the final cut, Tony?
Oh, probably not, but we know it's going to be a short one tonight.
Oh, it's going to be tonight.
So,
Sam's not here.
Housewife's favourite Sam is missing.
There's something else wrong with him this week.
He's got too many teeth, and I thought wisdom teeth, because he says it's his wisdom teeth.
Yeah.
Like, as he's nearly 40, I thought that sort of thing had gone by.
That happened to my wife. They all came out, but she was pretty young at the time.
Yeah.
It was the day after we went to see Sinead O'Connor at the Royal Albert Hall that she had them out.
So he's phoned in sick with an excuse that
He
I'm
better
not
have a
accepting.
note next week when
Well,
he
he
comes
better
out.
have. I want to see a note from his dentist.
Signed by his mum.
Yeah, and some form of prescription
Yeah.
for me, really.
Right, we're putting it off, Tony, but you're going to have to talk about it.
Okie dokie.
What are we
Let's get
gonna talk
it
about
over
this
and done
week?
with. We're going to talk about Exeter away last Saturday. Pleasant journey down, very easy. I
Was
have
it
to
nice?
say, very
Did you
very
drive?
easy. I was driven.
Oh.
I was driven. Man of my stature doesn't drive.
Picked up at home, dropped.
Picked up. No,
No.
but was taken for breakfast. So
Oh, well, that's nice.
That was nice.
McDonald's.
Yeah. Oh no, much posher.
right, oh.
Oh yeah. And yes, so we got there, and they had this an outside bar and an inside bar. Inside bar very busy. Outside bar not so busy, mainly because of the temperature.
Is it cold?
It's very cold.
Saturday,
Very
I can't
cold.
remember.
Sam borrowed my gloves, the pansy.
I was fitting a sink in the bathroom.
I was.
I've done it now. You'll be relieved to hear that, sink, son, because it was a difficult task.
So what was this thing that they were supposed to do? Because
What? The Red Legion.
Right, yeah, so I must have missed it. That's all I'm saying.
You know what it was?
It was bits of tin foil, apparently, or something.
It was like 5 or 6 children holding up bits of tinfoil. That's exactly what it was. Well, you don't need to see the
that's
pictures.
why I missed
You
it.
were actually there. I've seen
Right.
the pictures.
I was expecting big, massive banners and all sorts.
Anti-franchise. Apparently, it wasn't about
It
the
wasn't
franchise.
about us, and it was nothing to do with the fact
No.
that they were playing MK
Yeah,
Dons.
nothing to do with that.
Yeah,
Even though someone
nothing
had
at all.
said before it was about that.
Yeah, but and then
Were you
he said-
intimidated, Tony, is what I'm asking.
Was I intimidated? No, actually, the Exeter fans are really nice, but yeah, even when they're trying to be nasty, they're just not very good at it.
It's not in their nature, is it?
No,
Down
no.
there.
So we went 1-0 down. We then went 2-0 down.
Yeah.
So I've spoken to a few people who were there, and at half time as well. And Ryan Harley produced, without doubt, the worst performance in one half of football
I have written on
I
my
have ever seen.
very pad right here. I've written, this is notes I was making as I was listening.
Yeah.
Even though I was fitting a sink. I mentioned
Yeah,
that.
as you do.
I've written Agard on the bench, yet hardly starts, and I read then in bold I've written fucking useless.
What did they say on the radio?
They weren't happy, I got to be honest.
Yeah, because it was both.
They-
It was Luke and Toby, wasn't it? Yeah,
Friend
so-
of the pod, Toby.
Friend of the pod. Friend of the pod.
So yeah, they were
Yeah.
perplexed.
Now you know I'm
quite
not one
honest.
for criticising players. I make
I
a
am.
point of pointing that
I was.
out.
This is good you've said that because I was thinking today that about that what you were actually going to say about this.
Well,
A person that will defend players.
I have nothing.
Well, I don't know really what
Nothing
to say
good
about
to say
that.
about that 45 minutes. Now, Cags was out warming up in his shorts, and it was cold. So we thought he was coming on, obviously, for Ryan Harley. He made it to half time, and I thought, he can't be coming out for second half. Out he came. He lasted 10 minutes. Honestly, it was the worst single performance in 45 minutes by a footballer in a Don shirt
Ever?
I have ever seen.
Jesus, and I've seen
He
some
was
shit.
that. He was that bad.
Really?
He was that. He spent most of his time facing his own goal, and then he must have thought he was still playing for Exeter because he kept giving it to them.
I can't. I'm perplexed. Like I said it. I've said it before. I'm going to say it again. I have no idea why that guy plays for us. I really don't.
As I said, I don't have a problem. But after that performance, I may well have now. I did write down a little analogy, which I wanted to use on something better, really. But it's like I was expecting good things. I thought, right, he's going to come out. He's going to play against his ex-team. Yeah. He's going to tear them apart. It's like that really big fart that you do. And it's like, really a proper ripper.
Yeah. And
then you realise, rather disappointedly, that it was just air, gas. There's no smell to it.
I think that's what he's like. That is a poor analogy for a football player.
He's not as good as my worst fart. So, yeah, or my most disappointing fart.
I ain't keen on him. I mean, I really don't know what to say about it. I really don't.
So, second half, no beer at half time.
Well, I've written here, obviously I was writing this as I was listening, and I've written strong start to the second half.
Very much so. 47th or 48th
because
minute.
They were saying on the radio that, it was chalk and cheese from the first half, but I have actually written down here that some people were saying, and I don't know, if it was them on the wireless or if it was people, that I've read, but some people were saying that was one of the worst first half performances I've ever seen Milton Keynes put in.
Oh, actually, I will say probably 3 people. Yeah, I can think of 3 off the top of my head who said that is either the worst 45 minutes they've seen. I would say, and I walked out of Southend.
I thought you were going to say you walked out and half.
Yeah, I walked out at Southend at half time when we went there, and we actually won 2-1. But we were 1-0 down at half time, and it was at that point the worst 45 minutes I'd ever seen a Don's team play. This topped it and then some.
Blimey.
It was genuinely that bad. And as Lewie said in his post-match interview, it was embarrassing.
Yeah, I thought that was quite.
Which
a
I thought
thing
was.
to see,
I mean,
really.
he's probably the only player
that could go
and
away with saying
including
that.
the manager as well, who could actually come out and say that because people will respect him.
Shall we talk
for
about that post-match interview now, or shall we keep it for
We'll keep that for later. I'm going to defend him.
Do you know what day it was? What actual day it was? It genuinely was Groundhog Day. Which I thought was quite funny.
So second half, come out. Joe rose like a salmon.
A salmon, he did.
To head in. And
you think, aha, we're back on here.
Yes. So then there was quite a bit of sustained pressure. We then lost a bit of momentum.
Yeah.
Then it was fairly even, 50-50.
And then...
I haven't even watched this back. Have you watched it?
No, I've not seen it. I don't...
All right. So I'm going to describe it as I saw it from the other end of the pitch.
I'll tell you for why I've not watched it, because, to be quite honest with you, I think I'd be a bit embarrassed for them, for what they were saying on the radio.
I will say Exeter were decent, and the number 8 Law who scored the
Law. He used
first
to
goal.
play for Rangers, who are actually playing
very,
tonight.
very good.
Can we just check the score?
Absolutely, yeah, check the score.
Check the score.
He ran the show from the first minute. He absolutely
He's a good
ran
player.
it.
I mean, he's playing below his level, that guy. I think he is, genuinely
definitely say he is. So he was excellent. So the third goal... this is how I saw it.
No, and then talk us through it, Tony. Imagine you were there.
So the ball had gone. It was one of those awkward ones where the goalie doesn't. So Lee came.
He came
and stopped.
Oh, hang on, he says.
And Joe sort of.
Here's Joe Walsh.
Was
said.
like, not quite sure. Is it? And then he pushed it past him.
Was it to me to you, Chuckle Brothers?
It was one of those, yeah. And basically that was it. It killed us. That absolutely killed us. Because even up to that point, even though the game had levelled out a bit, I still thought we were capable of pulling it back to 2 or maybe even 3-2.
I don't know what to say.
20 minutes to go or something, was it? But that was a strange thing. I think it was 20 minutes to go, and it completely killed us, and it deflated the whole atmosphere, the whole team.
I'll tell you what I did then when that went through. I'd got the sink fitted and there was no leaks. I was quite pleased.
That's all right.
Sink update, it was alright. So I was then downstairs in the kitchen. I can't remember if I would have a beer or whatever, but I was sitting, and when that went in, I sort of, you flick through the old Sky Leagues, don't you, to see it, and I was genuinely, subconsciously, I went on to League One,
Yeah,
I
I
was
always do
looking
that.
at
I
the
always do
bottom
that.
to see, and I'm thinking, oh, they'll come down, or they're definitely down. Thinking, hang on a minute, I'm actually looking here to see who we're going to be playing next year. Because I, honest to God, in the space of 5 or 6 weeks, we've gone from being, me thinking we would piss this league to thinking, well, I don't even think we'll get in the playoffs now.
There's
to be
a
quite
few.
honest.
I think, well, on the form we're in, we could miss out on the playoffs, but I think it's playoffs at worst. If I'm honest, I don't think we'll. I'm not sure we'll get promoted automatic at this moment in time. But as we know, things
You never
can
know. I mean,
change
we're still
very, very quickly.
What are we at the minute? 6?
Well, just before Christmas, and we're still 6
I know.
with a game in hand, which will take us up to
6th.
yeah.
Quite honest.
I can't remember now.
I don't really know. I don't care.
But
To be quite
there were
honest.
a few people were saying, if we do get into the playoffs and Exeter are in them, and we play like that again,
Yeah.
and we let them play like they did, we won't. We're going no further than the playoff semi-finals. That's
Genuinely is a worry now. It's not even like, you're thinking, oh, that's a bit shit last last time. But this, I mean, and then all that utter tripe that he was saying on the radio, I couldn't make head nor tail of that.
right. Come on, let's get that. Let's get
Well,
that done.
He was last to go, and I'm looking at the time because I thought, I've got to get these dogs out.
Yeah.
And it's like 5 to 6, and he's still not come out for his interview. And I'm thinking, oh, he's not going to do it. And then they played it, and you just think, what? Have you heard what he said?
I've heard
Have
it.
you heard it?
I've heard it, and I've read it, and the
I
only
don't know
thing
what to say
I
about
mean,
that.
aside from
God knows.
talking about the conditions and the pitch and so on, which looked
It's a bit
perfectly all
embarrassing,
right.
really.
Well, they look good, but I don't know if there was a hint of bitterness in there. I don't know, but he was. I would say, for a man who never gets rattled,
He was certainly
that's
rattled.
probably the closest he's been to being rattled.
He certainly was rattled.
What he did say, and I absolutely 100% agree with, when he's in the context of what he was saying or what he was trying to say about this is League 2 football.
Yeah.
I told the players this is League 2. You have to play League 2 football. We've seen it how many times, how many hundreds of games have we watched when we were in League 1, League 2, playing all the pretty football, and we've come away with
I know we nothing.
a 0-0 or we've lost 1-0, got mugged. Pretty football works as long as you don't let the other team get the ball and score. Sounds stupid, I know, but what we were doing before was playing pretty football, scoring one or two goals and not letting anything in.
And then the other team, as we said on this before, when they went 1-0 down, most teams seemed quite happy that they were only 1-0 down earlier in the season, and you're thinking, they're settling for a 1-0 loss.
Exactly.
But no, I can't.
Now they're coming out, and again, they pressed us in the first half. The amount of times we tried to play out from the back, and they had 3, 4, 5 men on us straight away, pressing us right at the back. And it's I
said this last week, didn't we? Teams are pressing us all the time.
I repeat myself over and over and over about.
That would be the definition of repeating.
It would be over and over and over about players and teams being programmed to play a certain way, and it's very difficult. Like Joe Walsh, all right. There's several things that Joe could have done there. If he wasn't sure if Lee was coming out,
he should
or if
just
he saw him
have
stop,
booted it, shouldn't he?
he could have put it out for a corner. Worst case, they scored, but at least the ball's gone. It's out. He could have done the Lewie with a bloke behind him. He could have just fallen over. But it's easy to say that.
It's easy to
when
say
you're
it
not
now
in
in
that
retrospect.
position.
I mean, when you've got someone bearing down on you and you're seeing your keeper running out, you're thinking, what do you do?
Yeah, exactly.
The
So
guys are professional footballers. One of them should have shouted to me, to you, or whatever.
precisely.
I don't know what to say about it.
And I
God
do
knows.
think there's an element of confidence in that as well.
You think confidence in the team is shot to bits at the minute? Because it's certainly.
I don't know if it's shot to
felt
bits,
like
but
it.
I think they're second guessing themselves. They are doubting they're maybe doubting their own ability, or because again, I think they'll be thinking pretty much the same as we are. Where has it gone wrong? What's going
what's
wrong?
going on? And then they're overthinking it.
Yeah,
I mean, there is an argument that that people overthink things when they're in a hole and they can't get out of it.
Yeah,
But then
When
equally as
things are
much,
going
someone
well-
has said to me, I don't know, some looting fucking idiot what probably said that, we've bought a whole load of League 2 players. What do you think's going to happen if you buy a load of guys that have played in League 2? They'll be I know it's
you would hope they'd play
I
like
thought to
League 2.
to which my answer was, well, you'd know, mate, because you were fucking there for long enough. But, what can you say? It's hubris with them, and they'll eventually crash and burn, won't they, hopefully. But getting back to what we were saying about that interview, here's what I was thinking at the time. And equally as much, there was a load of stuff on the internet, wasn't there? Their fans coming on and slagging, Tisdale off, and what do you expect? This is what you get from him, and I'm
still don't understand that.
And I've actually sat on my hands because there was one guy on that concrete roundabout, and I thought I'm just going to have to slap you right down, Chief. And I thought, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll save all my good stuff for the podcast. I said. So what I've thought is, and I've genuinely, well, he's probably not listening, is he? But what I'm thinking is. And you can say what you like, but Exeter, right, they're a non-league team in all but name, aren't they?
Do you think so?
Well, I do. I mean, I think they're just quite happy, I don't know, to have a team at all. Do you know what I mean? They seem quite pleased to be in League 2.
What, like Dagenham and Redbridge?
Yeah, like that kind of thing. Well, we've got a
Ruston
football
and
team,
Diamonds.
but, and it was alright when he was there, wasn't it? Because there wasn't a lot of pressure on him there to be alright, was there? I mean, as long as he was alright and he wore like a bloody hat at John Tiangle, they seemed quite happy with him.
Yeah.
But he's not at that shit club now, is he? He's at a club where there genuinely is expectations of excellence at Milton Keynes. I mean, there just is. You come to Milton Keynes, it's a much bigger club. You just got to look at the stadium. You got to look at the infrastructure. You got to look at where we've been in the past, players we've produced. You've got to be better here. And that's just how it is. And I don't know if that interview was him thinking, oh, fucking hell, what's going to happen now? I've just bitten off more than I can chew. Or was he genuinely... He seemed very pissed off at the players in that interview. I mean, he really did.
Yeah, because he thinks that he's not... But do you remember when I went back and I was saying about players not being in the right place for corners or free kicks?
Yes.
That really, really, really fucks off the management and the staff, because you've spent the best part of a week getting ready for that game and knowing exactly what you're supposed to do.
If they don't do what they tell you, I mean, going back to football cliche, but, they do say once they cross that white line, I can't influence what they do. But you think, I don't know. I mean, I wasn't embarrassed because I don't give a shit what he says, because what happened to me was years ago, I got so hooked into Milton Keynes that when it all crashed and burnt, I was really, really pissed off and a bit down. Yeah. So I always thought to myself, when I came back, I thought, right, I'm never going to get, I'm not going to get sucked into it the way that bloody Sandy did, chucked all his toys out the pram, or Dan, no longer going, all that. I stopped going for a little while, but then I thought, no one gives a shit whether I go or whether I don't. So I went back, but one of my caveats was, I'm not going to get hooked into this, the way I did before. I mean, At the end of the day, it's just a game. I mean, but it does get you, doesn't it?
Speak to Sam. Speak to Sam. Sam's a perfect example of someone who
was sat on the internet on a Sunday afternoon with an Arsenal shirt on.
I was sat with him on Saturday, and he was getting as frustrated as quickly as anyone. Yeah. And he's shouting things like, come on, boys, get in there. And he was celebrating a goal like it was...
I mean, it does drag you back in.
It does. It really does.
It's like The Godfather. No matter how many times you try to get out, Tony, they drag you back in.
You can never leave.
I don't know what to say. I genuinely don't know what to say,
Well, we're
it's 1 all up at Pataudry.
No. We're 21st out of 24 in the form table.
Oh, jeez, that ain't good, is it? That's relegation form, to be quite honest. That is.
And who's up top? So obviously Mansfield, Bury, really good runs. Weirdly, Cambridge United.
That's weird, because they're
placed 4, 1, 3, lost 1. But that's not really that impressive, is it, really?
It's 2 now, Tony.
There you go. 2-1.
Fredo Morelos, double. A brace for the little Colombian. I know you're more interested in that.
So Exeter they were on a decent run, not a massively great run, but
they're just 1 place behind us, but only on goal difference, aren't they?
So anything more to say about the interview?
I'm a bit, I'm not upset, but I'm a bit perplexed that he was going on about the pitch, because everyone else has said, including Milton Dawn supporters, that the pitch was actually in good condition.
That's the only thing that I've been on a lot of pitches, as you know.
I do know that.
And you can tell a good pitch from a bad pitch. I'll tell you one thing that you don't know.
I don't know. Let's go on.
So, when you're sitting up in your lofty cowshed padded seat, and you're looking down and it looks like a lovely lush green surface.
Smashing.
So, the last, probably, certainly when I was there, those 4 seasons, come October, November, December,
It's already cutting
it
up.
starts thinning out.
Does it really?
And when I say thinning out, I mean
Look at my
quite
grass
often no grass.
There's
So
one half of my garden right now, and this time of year, it happens every year, there's no grass on it, but come April time,
yeah.
come May, it's like a jungle. Out
Well,
there.
the interesting thing is if you're pitch side, if you're sitting up in your seat in the
We're
cowshed,
exactly halfway
And-
up the cowshed.
then the new the pitch is being renovated.
Yes.
All the grass has been removed, and all that's left is the synthetic fibres.
Yes.
6 million of them, whatever it is. Oof. If you're up in the stands, it looks like a perfectly green pitch,
Even though it's got no grass
even though it's
on
got no grass
Oh,
on
I
it.
knew that.
So yeah,
The synthetic
I
fibres
still-
woven into it now.
I still don't fully understand why he said that about the pitch, and I don't agree with it. But the rest of it, I don't necessarily have an issue with. But he clearly looked. He had a look on his face when he was talking.
A hunted animal, Tony.
Yeah, so he was looking. He was looking into the far distance.
The 1,000-yard stare.
He was saying what he was saying, but he wasn't. He clearly wasn't thinking.
He was
about,
thinking about something else.
He was thinking about what the fuck's going on here. Then, you know, I've also never seen us give the ball away so many times either.
I don't know what to say. I mean, I wasn't there, so obviously, you know, I'm only like gone by, and I wasn't really paying much attention because I was fitting a sink. Just, you know,
Well, I
had my priorities.
I will say,
had
yeah,
that sinking feeling at the end.
Hey!
Hey!
You didn't miss anything,
I'm glad I
and
didn't go.
even though
What time are you back at, Tony?
Exeter's a decent place, 10:30.
Did you stop?
We had to hang around for the boys.
Oh, of
The
course.
old
Yeah, you went with
dinner,
the,
yeah, so-
the old...
Yeah, so yeah, which took a little bit longer than usual.
Yeah, because he
There
wouldn't
was
come
a-
out. He wouldn't come out of his room, would he?
No. So we'd be done with Exeter, and
Yeah, I think that. What can you say, you know?
yeah,
You can't put that down to a bad day at the office because that's just...
it was poor. It was very, very
week
poor.
after week we've been shit.
Yeah.
We've been terrible away all season, really. But we'll see you Saturday. Got Swindon Saturday. Something to look forward to.
Should we talk about that? Or we got any? What we got? An
Hey,
agenda?
I've got chit chat,
Shall we-
feedback,
shall we
whatever
bit-
it is, but I've not written
Chit-chatty
it down.
feedback.
I've not written it down.
What do we have? I can't remember. I saw
I can't remember really.
there's someone else saying that this their Saturday morning ritual.
Oh, right. Oh.
I can't remember who that was though. So I don't think there's much more we can
Not really.
say.
I've got one from Matthew Thorne.
Oh
This
yes,
is about 9 weeks old. He's going on about podcast 11. That's the one with Malvin on it.
yeah.
He said he listened to it while he was walking his dog, and he gets so engrossed in it that he shouted out, "Go and tell him, Malvin." As a guy walked past him walking his dog, I gave him a funny look. He then goes on to say a load of palaver about, you know, improving the atmosphere and stuff. But
Yeah.
we've gone over that, haven't we? And a fella called Bridge Jamie thinks I'm brilliant.
Really?
He said,
Oh, there you go.
another
You got-
brilliant episode. And when I said last week I hate them so much I blame them for Celtic, it made his day. So you'll be pleased to know, Chief, that we're currently 2-1 up at Pittodrie.
Oh, there you go. Oh,
you go.
oh yes, I've just seen that. Matthew is. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Right, I've been thinking about this, and
Oh,
this is
go
going
on.
to sound really silly and childish,
And cynical.
and a little bit cynical, maybe. Do you know what I'm going to do?
Go on, tell us.
I am going to, when I remember, and even if I forget, I'm still going to make it official.
Oh, wait, write it down
I'm
somewhere.
going to time how long during each and every game
We
the
sing.
Dons fans sing.
Nah, you're not going to do that.
No, I am.
You'll
It's
forget.
pathetic, I know, but I'm going to do it.
It's not going to
But
be
as I
very
say,
long.
If I forget, I'm going to make it up. And
So
it'll
we make a
probably-
prediction,
It'll
right?
probably still be more. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
Even though these kids this week are going to take over the whole of East Stand and shout everything,
Can't wait.
I reckon, and this is me being optimistic, right?
Yeah.
This is me. I reckon it'll be 9 minutes worth of singing.
No, I was going to say 11.
Yeah,
Right, so
that's
you
what I
go
think it
9
will
and
be.
11.
And
Right.
do you know what? I don't think it's even going to be anything like that. In fact, I'm going to change mine. I'm going to put mine as 7 minutes.
7.
Of singing.
All right, I'm going to stick with 11.
And 19 minutes worth of football,
And
there'll be 7 minutes worth
Yours
of
is,
singing.
I like 7 because
And I'm genuinely, I've got a smartwatch. Have you got a smartwatch?
I've got a smartwatch, yeah.
We can program our smartwatch.
We can program, we can go.
It'll time it. So I'm going 7 minutes of singing on Saturday.
Yeah.
And you still going for 11?
I'm going for 11 because there's
I'm
2
going
prime
7.
numbers there. 2 prime
Right.
numbers,
So
which
there
we
you go.
like. So Swindon.
I'm keen on them. Me.
They're mid-table in the form table. They've had a little
you on
bit of couple of.
Were you on the old bench that time Lewie pushed that bloke over? It was on the telly.
I must have been.
It was on the telly.
I must have been.
It was a good game, that wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a great
cracking
push.
game, eh?
That gets brought out every year
No
on
wonder.
the day it happened. Toby, I'm sure it's Toby
I
does
hope
it
it
every
comes out in this
every year. It was fantastic.
What's
Do you
his
know
name,
why?
that
Do
guy?
you know
I can't
why
think
they
of his
did that?
name now.
I
can't
must
think
have
of
been
his
there
name.
because I remember this is when Dave was doing the big kicks to Lewie on the
Oh, right,
on the basically on the halfway line, bang on the touchline, almost on the corner bit of that
Not a bit where it goes in. Like
where
that.
the halfway line meets the touchline.
I see what you mean.
And they deliberately stood right where Lewie was going to be.
So they
challenging for
couldn't
the
take
ball.
it, so he's pushed him out the way for that reason.
And yeah, so
Mark,
they-
somebody's name is in it. Mark Cooper.
Mark Cooper, yeah.
I don't like him.
So it
Bit of a
deliberately
dwarf.
stood there to try and put Lewie off,
It didn't work, did
and
it?
it backfired spectacularly.
spectacularly
And
backfired.
Lewie does not fuck about.
It was funny.
At all.
Just pushed him right out of the way, don't it?
Yeah, and that's the thing. You know, if
Who's manager there now? I've no idea.
oh God knows, was that the day we beat them 2-0?
Yeah, it was a good game. No?
Oh, we
Lunchtime game, wasn't it?
We were fantastic.
It was
I
on the
was there.
telly.
I was there.
Yeah.
We were
I'm
fantastic.
sure Daniel
that
Powell
day.
was quite good that day.
We
Samir
were
Carilla
absolutely
scored,
brilliant.
didn't he? Sure he did.
Absolutely brilliant.
That was a
we
good
were.
game, that, eh?
Because we hadn't won at Swindon for
Nah, I can't
years, had we, or something? And we went there and
And we didn't win this year either. If only he'd made some substitutions that day, we would have won. I hope he makes some substitutions on Saturday.
Don't even. So, go on in a prediction for the old Swindon boys.
Well, I don't know what to say. I'd be happy to just 1-0 would do me, to be quite honest.
1-0. I'm gonna say anything with a
prime number in it.
0. Yeah, any prime number. 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 17. Stop me if you 19,
Right,
23,
We're not going to score
29,
23 goals.
31, 37. 41,
I just hope, I don't know. I
43.
mean, I ain't keen on them, but I don't have a hatred for them the way I've got for other teams. I'd be happy to just win. I'd be happy to just get 3 points, to be quite honest. And like we were saying last week, well, that was a shit game, 2 penalties. I would kill for that right this minute. I really would. You know, even a penalty to get, 1 penalty and we win 1-0, that would do me. I'd be happy with that.
Do you know what I find really interesting?
What's that?
That 51 isn't a prime number.
I never knew that.
But it should be.
It should be,
sounds
right?
like it should be.
Anti-maths me. I was never very good at it.
47, 49. Anyway,
How come you've got some kind of fascination with prime numbers?
I don't know. On the old the car stereo, it's got to be on a prime number on the volume. My TV volume's got to be on a prime number.
You're a bit weird, aren't you?
Yeah, it's either got to be a prime number or a product of 2.
I have different volumes for different things.
No, mine's always the same.
When I have
so-
6 music on, because I've got a DAB thing in the van, always have to have DAB on 35 volume.
That's loud.
No, it isn't, because DAB radios are quite quiet, aren't they? Whereas when I have listened to Radio 4 and FM, I have to have that at 25.
Really? That's interesting.
Isn't that weird?
It's mine
Exactly.
mine only goes up to 32, which is also a great.
Well, mine goes up to 50 on the van.
because it's 2 to the power of.
What's 50? Is 50 a prime number?
No, of course it's not.
I don't know.
How
what
could it be a
numbers
prime
are.
number? It's an even number for a start.
Are
and there's
prime
only
numbers
one,
divisible by themselves? Is that a
one
prime number?
and themselves only.
Ah, right.
Yeah.
I'm not good at maths, me.
Oh, it's a great subject. I'm
not keen on maths. Boring at it.
So we also.
I've got an O level in maths.
Yeah, but what use is it to you now?
Not now.
No, fitting sinks and boilers
I don't fit
and
sinks,
stuff.
fit boilers, mate. Repair them.
Yeah.
Went to Oxford today.
Oh, that's not too bad.
I didn't see Robbo.
Not the good bit. The bad bit?
No,
Or?
the bit where the football
Oh,
ground
that's
is
not,
Blackbird
that is
Leeds.
not a good bit.
That's
That
not
is
a good bit.
bit.
The woman in the house did actually say, "This is a shit bit of Oxford," she said.
That's the reason I gave up smoking about 2 years ago.
She was all right, the woman. She
We were-
fully accepted her circumstances.
We're at
which were
Oxford
a bit of
away,
a
and an
shit
Oxford
like.
fan said to me, "Do not leave the stadium because you will get mugged, stabbed, killed." Bummed.
Years ago, in a previous life, when I was a rock and roll star,
Rock and roll star.
we played a gig once in a place in Glasgow called Rutherglen.
Yeah.
It was like a benefit thing for people that were on the dole. It was a Saturday night, and we went up there.
That's a lot of people.
It was then, in the early 80s in bloody Glasgow. We went up there, we pulled up, blah, blah, blah. We're the band, set up, sound check and all that. There was no food on offer, right? A bit annoying. So I can remember saying to the bloke, "Is there a chip shop near here, mate? We'll get something to eat." He goes, "Aye, but you need to go outside." We said, "That's all right. No, you'll need to go outside." And it was like, man, I tell you, I've never seen anything like it. Rutherglen, if you ever want to go to Rutherglen, here's my tip. don't go.
Talking of rubbish Scottish things,
Go on.
Peter Paulette went.
Peter Paulette went. We didn't even mention old Pete.
It was, and I don't think it was
Tony,
rubbish.
it's
I liked
3-1
it. It's
now.
3-1 now. Oh, Tav.
Was it Tav scored?
Yeah.
Must have been a penalty then, because he's
He's a good player, Tav.
he's the designated penalty taker.
Absolutely obsessed with cleaning his car.
That's it.
I tell you,
Wants to get
now.
his arse round to my boys then.
His,
I've got something to say my boy wants us to say later on.
Oh, right, okay.
For 2 minutes.
He washes his car twice a day.
Oh, he's got something the matter with him.
Yeah. And I took him out. We went on a school visit.
He's
one
captain
day.
up the road, he is.
Yeah, he's a good player. I
he's a
always
good
liked
player.
him. It's a shame we couldn't hold on to him.
They love him up there.
And he parked under a tree and came back, and there was like
what did I say? Penalty.
there you go,
penalty.
a drip of sap on the top of his big Porsche thing. And
Bet he's got a
honestly,
Porsche Cayenne, that's what I'm
I thought he was going to die on the spot. Thought he was going to die on the spot. Anyway,
Where were we?
your son,
Peter Paulette.
Peter Paulette, yeah. So
Yeah, he's gone.
no surprise.
No
I liked
surprise.
Pete. I did. I don't know. A lot of fans
I did
didn't
like
like
him.
but
When I said-
he never got to prove himself.
When
did
we
he?
were slagging him off here, I was being ironic, and I know a lot of people didn't pick that up, especially certain people. But we'll just leave that. I was being ironic. I thought he was a great player,
I
but
loved him, but
he's just injury prone, wasn't
he
he?
never got a
Difficult to
run
say, you know.
going, and he showed a lot of promise when he first came, and he was in, and he was making those runs, and it was very exciting in a team that was not at all exciting.
I tell you what has disappointed me, that Osman So's gone.
I'm not disappointed. I can
You're not?
say this now.
Ah, well.
I can say this now. I never ever thought he was good enough.
I
And
thought
I don't just mean
no,
effort
carry
wise.
on.
I don't think he was good enough as a footballer.
No, he wasn't. But he did. He was beginning to show glimpses. But I mean, I'm going to be honest here. I watched loads of SPL games, and you know the standard is just shit. The standard of football in Scotland is appalling. Even Rangers are. I mean, I'll be honest. You know they're all right, but I mean, you look at bloody St Johnstone or St Mirren or any of those shit teams. They're rubbish.
But you know,
And everyone in Scotland's thinking, "Oh, he's a good player. He's all right, but he's not."
But he's playing in Scotland. The
Well, he's playing in the Championship now,
the thought
isn't he?
crossed my mind today, and with the obvious exception of Sir Alex,
SAF, I call him.
yeah, and the
Walter Smith,
unbridled
obviously.
disaster that was Robbie Nielsen at MK Dons.
Oh.
How often does a Scottish football manager, or a manager managing a Scottish football team in the Premiership or whatever division they may be in, how often do they get poached by English clubs?
I don't think. I'm trying to think if there is a Scottish manager in the Premiership at the minute, but there was quite recently. There was 6 at one point, very recently. I don't think there's even one now.
That's but
trying
been
to
pinched
think.
like we
Yeah.
did with Nielsen. I mean, obviously Ferguson is a massive exception because the man's an utter genius.
Well,
Whether you
he-
like
yeah.
him or not, it doesn't matter. But what he achieved, and again, you can talk about all the money and the players and all that sort of thing, but that wasn't Manchester United when he took him over. That's
No.
for sure.
Definitely.
It was Liverpool, and he. Well,
I mean,
what he did is just.
I've said it before. I
outstanding.
just can't abide Dundee United. I wish nothing better on them.
Well,
I
you
wish
should
nothing
get your-
better on them and Robbie Nielsen. So there you,
You
go.
may well get your wish now because he's there.
I mean, let's not talk about them.
Yeah,
I'm
so
sick to
Peter
death of
Paulette's
talking
gone.
about them.
Osman
He's
So's gone.
Osman's
I don't think he was good enough.
Yeah.
I
I thought he was all right. He was beginning to show. The problem we've got is in this league, we cannot have players that that can't play that are injured all the time because we can't afford that any longer.
No.
We can't afford to have guys sitting out for like 6 or 7 months and then coming back and playing for 10, 15 minutes and being all right and then coming off. You need
do
guys.
have a lot, and we
you
have
need
had a
guys like Lewie and all the rest of them that will come on and play. You can't have players like Peter Paulette and Osman. So it's a shame to have to say it, but you've got to be tougher.
Yeah, and I don't know what Peter Paulette's record was like with injuries before, or Osman So's, or we knew we bought Chuck's injured,
Yeah.
and we had him for a year before he even played.
What was he like on Saturday? Going back to Saturday.
He was as ineffective as
he was,
pretty much
yeah.
everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody
So
else.
You couldn't just pick him
I
out
couldn't.
and say.
I couldn't say no. I couldn't blame Chuck's individually.
So we
It
pick
was
him
just a
an
bad
individual
run.
player, Tony? Well,
Well,
done.
Ryan Harley for the 55 minutes or so that he was on the pitch. I'm not going to say played. I'm going to say he was on the pitch for 55 minutes.
That's poor
And
shit.
that is coming from the original Tony Hawkins.
Yeah.
Never
I
criticised
will
a
never
player.
slag a player off.
I would never slag a player off. That was
That's how bad he is.
That's how bad it was.
Ah, well,
it
good
really
luck to
was
him.
fucking bad.
Right, where are we now?
All right, so we both would like to say.
Oh yes, we would.
Ian Pledge, as is known. Those of you who don't know, Pledge was the chap that put the fire out at Hyde.
He was.
He sadly passed away a couple of weeks ago ish. The only reason, normally we wouldn't entertain this sort of thing ourselves.
Not really.
But Pledge, he made a massive difference in one of those people that just got on with the fans and just had a good. Remember, when Jimmy O'Brien, the copper,
Yes.
everybody respected him, and there was never any.
No.
For the simple reason that he got on with everybody, just seemed to make the whole thing better.
I don't get involved with them, to be quite honest, any longer. I don't get involved with the police. I'm a man of a certain age. I don't even really talk to the stewards, so I'll be honest. I didn't really know the guy. Until he died,
everybody
basically.
would have seen him and known his face. Like we do with a lot of people, but he did make a difference in terms.
I've seen the video of him on the pitch with the virus thing. We're putting that out.
He was just good. He was just good with the fans. He was good with people.
Terrible thing, really.
It's very, very sad. So, cheers, Pledge. Very sad, and I know Gordon particularly upset.
I bet he is.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, well, still is.
Yeah.
So there you go. So, will you have anything else? Do we?
The fella, my lad, has asked me to
Yes.
mention this, that the guy in his office played a football match last night.
Yeah.
And who do you think he was playing against?
Isel.
No.
No.
We mentioned him last week or a couple of weeks ago.
Was it Malvin? Was it?
No, it wasn't. No, that'd have been funny, wouldn't
We
it?
mentioned him a couple of
Come
Pele.
out of retirement.
Oh, was he in our worst ever 11?
No, he wasn't. No.
No, he wasn't. All right.
Come
Is
on, he
an
plays for
ex-Dons
Brackley
player?
Town.
Oh, Carl Baker.
He did, yeah.
Oh, he played against Carl.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
He played against them. There must have been some kind of
Who does he play for then?
I don't know who he plays for.
Yeah, they do have
But he
these,
did say he
like,
goes,
regional
he's
cups,
really, 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 really good. He
Yeah,
hit the
it's
bar
ridiculous.
twice.
At that level.
That's
See, what
not
would worry
I should
me
imagine
is
he'd
that
be fantastic.
when I asked Malvin the same question, when players find out who you are or who you used to play
do
for,
they kick the shit out of you?
yeah, I mean, I would, and
Would you really?
of course I fucking would.
I'd kick Ryan Harley up and down the pitch if I could get a hold of him right this minute.
I really hope Ryan plays till he's 45
God,
and
to what?
I'm going to come out of retirement. But yeah, I mean, I can remember the first day Carl Baker came into the changing room and took his clothes off, as you do.
All right, you do.
And he's in the change room, and for a man of his age, and he's not that old, but for a footballer, he's getting on with it. And he took his clothes off, and my God, the man...
Was he ripped, Tony?
He's that boxer... boxers have that...
Yes, I do, yeah.
That shape. Well, he had that.
Blimey.
He got the six-pack, he had the
luck
whole
to him.
lot. And I could see all the other lads were like, okay.
He won Player of the Year we got promoted in a team that contained an England international in it.
Yeah, it's true.
When you think about it.
Yeah, who didn't actually play.
No, he was in the team with Dele Alli. He made the man of the match.
Oh, sorry.
didn't he?
Sorry. Promotion
yeah,
season.
Yeah, that season. I mean, Dele Alli was in that team, and Carol Baker got Player of the Season.
Yeah. Well, it's again. That's what we became. That's what we came to expect from Dele.
Yeah.
And in hindsight, just based on his performances, because there was talk of Benik Afobe getting it, and he only played
he's not
half a
getting it.
season.
I
But Carl
won't give
Baker
it to
was
him.
very good that season.
Yes,
he
was.
was very, very good.
They were all good that season.
Yeah.
All of them.
You always look back and you
Oh,
think...
the good old days when
good
we
old
used
days,
to win
It's
games.
fantastic. But I can remember around Christmas we were looking a bit iffy. Very similar to,
I can
to
remember
where we are now.
Going to that MK11 bar one night. There was a game on the telly. It was in Bradford, I think.
Yeah.
Not Bradford. What was the place where they had that fire?
Bradford, yeah.
Bradford. It was on the telly, and the pitch just looked like somebody drove a tractor up and down it.
Oh.
It was a Monday night.
That was...
And two or three of us, quite a lot of us actually. Young Albie was there. It's his birthday as well. It's your birthday, Tony. It's Tony's birthday today. Sing happy birthday to him, everyone. Thank you.
Thank
for
you!
that. Yeah, we were there, and you just think I remember. And you know who was in goal that night for Bradford?
No.
Jordan Pickford.
What?
He was, honestly.
Really?
Yeah, honestly, he was. That's a good trivia question. That,
Didn't
isn't it?
Jordan Pickford play...
No, he definitely was in goal that night. That's the one time Delhi played him. Or the second time, I don't know. They definitely did, because they mentioned that on the World Cup.
Yes, because that was before my time as kitman, wasn't it?
Ah, right.
Yeah,
Was it?
because that was the one that was
surely
torrential rain.
Oh, it was a shit night, that.
Yeah.
It was promotion season.
Oh, it must have been. I must have been there.
You must have been there.
Did we win?
Yes. No, I can't remember.
I can't remember going
I remember
there.
it was not a very good night.
Well, as
That's
I've,
me
as
feeling.
I've
I
said
can't
before,
remember what happened
as I've said
Saturday.
before, but
I fitted a sink, I remember that.
Bradford is the kryptonite for kitmen because it's got 2 steps.
Ah, right, I remember that. You have been there. Yeah.
Like Daleks, mate.
Yeah, so there you go. That's about us.
Yes.
Struggling now, Tony. Let's see how long
we
we've
are,
done.
actually, yeah. So there's no quiz, obviously. We haven't got any questions.
Done all right.
No one's emailed in.
42 minutes.
Yeah, so I think we've done all right.
Done
there,
all
to be
right,
fair.
considering.
I am severely pissed off. I'm
Terrible.
jobless, by the way, so if any of
anyone's
our
got a job.
thousands of listeners out there
Yeah.
want to pay me a modest wage, and I do mean modest, I'm not that fussed about the money. I just want a job that's going to last more than 3 weeks, really. So, I know it's a bit naughty,
Yeah,
maybe a bit cheeky, and taking
No,
advantage of my position, but gets a job.
Yeah, I think that's us. This is a short pod. What's that? Say it's short. I've recorded
Yeah, it's
42
done all right.
minutes.
Yeah, it's
By
not
the time
too
we
bad
cut all
at all.
that stuff out, we were talking about that thing we can't
the
say.
legal
Yeah,
stuff.
that'll be
yeah.
down to like 30 minutes. Oh, they're always longer than you think they are.
Yeah,
you
they
can't
are,
be
yeah.
have long pods every week. You just have to cut your
Yeah.
dog walking a bit short.
Yeah.
So that is it. So
Yeah, that's us.
I've said 1-0 penalty to us Saturday. That's about it.
I'm saying anything with a 0 for the away team will do me. So do send us your stuff.
Yes, and if you're anyone that's asked to come on, can you send another email? Because I've deleted them all by mistake.
Did you actually delete
I
them?
deleted them last night.
Oh no! All right.
Sorry.
All right. So that includes specifically the Talbot trio,
Yeah.
please, because it's been a bit of a crazy.
But there might have to be a Talbot duo because I don't
Yeah.
think I could get another 3 guys.
One
Well,
of
we
you-
could get 3 in, couldn't we, if Sam's ill again?
Yeah, if you've got your own radio mic, you
He
could
has a bit
stand
of a
outside.
signal, old Sam. I'll give him
He
that.
is, and he's a bit.
What can you say?
He's a bit of a Peter Paulette, isn't
He
he?
is he's a Peter Paul of the pod.
He's Peter Paulette podcast.
He'll be getting sent
Pansy.
he'll be getting sent up to Scotland to do
Paulette
another pod.
podcast pansy. That's what he is.
Oh, I'm going up to watch Rangers second half.
Yeah. MK Don's radio show at gmail.com. Get in
Or-
touch, please, if you have done before and we haven't answered you. We do reply to all emails.
We do.
Usually.
I replied to one
Sometimes.
this week.
The only thing is, every time I read one and forget to mark it unread, John misses it. So
Yeah, so.
we get here on a Wednesday night and haven't got a clue
probably.
what each other we're talking about.
And there is a Facebook page, so you can find us on there. It's just Facebook. Sit down and we'll see
and
you. Oh,
if
hang
it
on.
wouldn't be too much of a problem for you all,
A palaver.
a palaver, to watch stroke listen on the YouTube channel, because
we're finished.
I'm told
I've just
that
remembered now.
a colleague of mine, a former employee, told me that you can make money off that. So
Can we?
that'll pay for the.
Don't download this. Just go straight onto YouTube and listen
Get on
to it.
YouTube. Don't bother
In
with the
fact,
app
just
and-
cut the middleman out. Send us money.
Yeah, send us money and listen to the YouTube or watch it on YouTube.
Thanks for that.
Yeah,
Right.
cheers.
We will be back next week, hopefully with a full house.
Ta-ta!
Bye.